Here with reaction, Senator Ted Cruz. By the way, apparently now has a nightly podcast called Verdict. Great constitutional attorney. You know, it's interesting. Alan Dershowitz, a liberal, says you were one of his best students ever at Harvard Law School. Let's go over what I've just discussed here, the constitutionality of this. Do you agree with my analysis and Professor Dershowitz's analysis?
I do. I think Professor Dershowitz's argument that he presented to the Senate was powerful. It was compelling that the Constitution requires high crimes or misdemeanors, that the test for impeachment, it's treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. And the House Democrats, they haven't alleged any crime whatsoever. It utterly fails the constitutional standard. But, you know, Sean, I listened to your opening monologue and the 4 and 5 points that you made, and they're right. But let me boil it down to one point that explains why the president is innocent and he should be acquitted and why he will be acquitted. Quid pro quo doesn't matter. It's a red herring. It doesn't matter if there was a quid pro quo or not. The reason is a president is always justified and, in fact, has a responsibility to investigate credible evidence of corruption. The Democrats built their entire case on the proposition that it was baseless and a sham and phony to investigate corruption, to investigate Burisma and the Bidens. You've done a good job of walking through the reality, which is there was a mountain of evidence. Now, do I know for a fact that Joe Biden was corrupt? No. But there was more than enough for the president to say, hey, we ought to investigate it. When this guy's son's getting paid $1 million a year, when he's bragging about forcing Ukraine to fire the prosecutor, that stinks and at a minimum should be investigated. That in and of itself, Senator, eliminates the Democrats' case.
I have been saying that it's the president's role to faithfully execute the laws of the land. A Ukraine court, Politico, January 11, 2017. They laid out chapter and verse that Ukraine, separate and apart from the Russian interference that did occur, that they interfered in our election. Can you do us a favor? Get to the bottom of it. We spent 3 years as a country dealing with this. Number two, okay, Joe Biden on tape. You're not getting the billion until you fire the prosecutor investigating my zero-experience son who's going to continue to get paid. Now, I'm not a lawyer, Ted Cruz. You are. That sounds like not only faithfully executing, but I think even Sean Hannity could bring that before a jury and get a conviction.
Look, I think that's exactly right. If you look at the Democrats' argument, and I will say the Senate, we've conducted a fair trial. We listened to the House Democrats for 22 hours. We listened till practically our ears bled. We heard all the evidence, all the witness testimony, every argument that they made over and over and over again. You know, they spent about half of that time trying to prove that President Trump wanted an investigation into Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Burisma. Well, you know what? You and I could have proved that in 30 seconds because the president has said that on national television repeatedly. That is conceded. Yes, Donald Trump wanted the corruption or potential corruption investigated. That is a good thing, not a bad thing. I'll tell you something else that's ironic. Everything they accuse the president of and say the president did wrong, the Democrats have done worse. So they accuse the president of withholding aid to Ukraine. Well, you and I both know that Barack Obama refused to give lethal aid to Ukraine for his entire presidency. Donald Trump has given Javelin missiles, anti-tank missiles. So if delaying aid to Ukraine is wrong, then Obama did it worse. If investigating a political rival is wrong, well, then let's pause for a second, because Obama investigated a political rival, sent in spies, sent in wiretaps, unleashed the FBI and DOJ, and investigated the Republican nominee. So for the Democrats, it's worth asking them, what exactly are you saying the president did wrong, and which part of it has your party not done tenfold worse?
Look, well said, Senator. And I'm going to tell you another thing. I think that I'm thankful the president is looking out for our money. You're hanging out with those same guys as your predecessor. That's not a good idea. Never mention the aid, no quid pro quo, I want nothing. And at the end, the 4 facts remain the same. 5 subsequent meetings, high profile, with Zelensky, aid never discussed, Senator Cruz. This needs to end. And if your colleagues on the Republican side don't end it, then I've got a problem with all of them, because they're useless to our Constitution and the rule of law, in my opinion.
Look, I agree. Enough already. Move on. On Friday, I'm going to vote that we don't need any more witnesses. We had 17 witnesses in the House. We've heard all the evidence.
Good
the
grief.
House managers have failed. I hope that that motion passes. It's close. All 47 Democrats are going to vote for more witnesses because they want a fishing expedition. And we may get, I hope we don't, but we might get 4 wobbly Republicans stand with them. You know, you mentioned it just a few minutes ago, the podcast I'm doing. So I started it on the first day of the trial. And every day when the trial is over, I jump in a truck, head to the studio, and record a podcast that night. First one I did at 2:46 in the morning. And I share my thoughts. That podcast went from being non-existent to being the #1 podcast in the country, the #1 top-ranked podcast. And it's the verdict. It's verdict with Ted Cruz. So we're talking about the facts and law
I'll put it
in
up,
detail every night.
On my website, Hannity.com. I want to hear it. Senator, if I'm allowed, I got to check the laws.